everyone. This season, after each episode of Glee, I will be vlogging about the positive things in Glee. Things that I liked, things that I loved, things that didn't irritate me or send me into a rage across the internet. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of things on this show that piss me off. And that probably piss you off a lot too. That offend you and anger you and just make you so upset that you watch this show. But we still watch. I still watch, and you still watch. We all still watch this show. And this entire hiatus, I kept thinking about why I still watch this freaking show. And I would run into, I would talk to people in my own life, and they'd be like, "Oh, you like Glee? Is that a good show?" And I would go on these rants about how I'm like, no, this is a horrible show. It's irresponsible and it's too big for its own good and there's too many characters and everything's all chaotic. But I love it. At LeakyCon, I met all these people who had the same extreme need. This need to watch Glee and to talk about Glee and to blog about Glee and to make GIFs about Glee and then to reblog GIFs about Glee every single day all summer. And I just want to figure out why we do this. Why am I still watching the show if it upsets me so much? What is it in Glee that is so amazing that makes me still watch? What are those great positive moments? Also, because so much of this fandom ends up being pretty negative. I know that most of the time, the things I contribute to the fandom are me complaining about it or complaining about the show. And so I wanted to figure out a way to focus on the positive, the things that I love about this show. So on here, I'm not allowed to bring that anger that I have into these videos. And I will find something, no matter how minuscule, I will find something in each of these episodes that I truly love and appreciate, and I will talk about those things instead of focusing on the negative. So here goes.
Jacob Ben Israel here, back on the street.
Jacob Ben Israel. He's looking kind of good.
Porcelain, this is my daughter, Robin.
I don't mind the storyline. I think it could be something interesting for Sue to do that isn't just this weird, villainous, over-the-top figure. And I like whenever Jane Lynch gets to act caring as Sue Sylvester. I think it's entertaining, it's fun. I don't mind the baby.
I'm actually very proud of you, Twinkle Tush.
You're a real trailblazer.
You know, it used to be that just straight ex-football players would lurk the halls of high schools after graduation, but you've proven that gay ex-show choir champs can also be depressive sad sacks, desperately clinging to the past.
Also, this sort of segues into my number one slot, but I really liked Kurt's plot this episode. I was really involved in clubs in both high school and college, and both times, but especially when I graduated from college, it was really hard for me to let it go. To let go and just be okay with the fact that I'm not in something that I care deeply about anymore. And that was really hard for me, and I even left town, so both times. So I relate to Kurt a lot. So I wish that plot line had been told more from his point of view rather than Rachel and Blaine's, but when don't I wish that?
Unique offers of greetings and salutations.
Wait, you can't wear that makeup and stuff in here. You have to know how this stuff works. It's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, the peace between us and the truly popular kids is weak. Winter is coming. It's not gonna take much for us to get smacked down to the bottom again.
Maybe you should just save Unique for performances and be Wade the rest of the time.
All right. I'll go take off my face. Glee Club's a special place. I mean, where else could I dress like this and be welcomed with open arms?
I have so many issues and comments going on with those two scenes and pretty much all the scenes with Unique in them. And I really hope that snicker at the very end of that last scene is telling that this issue is not over and needs to be addressed more with Unique. I am really interested in see where they go with Unique's storyline. I was not a fan of the way that they treated her this episode. And then it was oddly like sorted out in this weird way, but you know that it's not. You know that like each episode people are gonna say really weird, shitty things about Unique and Wade's gender, and that's not okay, but I'm really holding out hope that somehow this messy, faily sort of gender thing that they've been doing will will have a really beautiful moment where like they get it right and they hit it on full, each and every time they just hit it perfectly, as they've done so many other times with queer issues, with queer characters and queer storylines. They can really just like hit a home run. And I want desperately for them to do that with Unique because I really, really, really like her.
You have magic in your throat, Marley.
Okay, this is a positive because it gives me hope as a shitty, shitty writer to know that lines like that can make it onto primetime television. America, Americana. I should probably talk about all the things that I liked about Nyada and Rachel's storyline. Nope, nothing.
The city never sleeps tonight. It's time to begin, isn't it? I get a little bit bigger, but then I'll admit I'm just the same as I was. Oh, don't you understand?
I liked it because he was jump roping. I can't offer any real analysis when Darren Criss is jump roping. Sorry.
You can always come back. But you won't.
For an episode that overall was leaving me pretty by the end of the scene, I was straight up just weeping, just crying and crying alone in my apartment. And I just don't understand how. How does Mike O'Malley do that? How does he do that to us? He is so good. How is he that good? World's best dad. Bert Hummel. But seriously, where was Brad?